This lesson today is going to demonstrate how you can make a coil pot. Now, if you look at this pot here that I have, it is all made up of coils and they are stacked on top of each other. But what's so different about our little coil pot today is that we're going to add an extra detail, a little honeybee. And we're going to make this pot into a little honey pot. That's why the bee's on there. So you are all going to receive a piece of clay, work it in your hands, and for your bee I want you to take off just a small piece, just a little piece, maybe the size of a quarter for your little bug. Okay, now set that to the side, you don't need that now until the very end. With the clay, take a piece at a time and roll it on the table, basically using the palm of your hand. You can use both hands if you wish, like this, and you're going to make long worms. They need to be the same thickness. So if you find that one part is a little bit higher than the other, just roll it a little bit with your hand and then you get it even. Now to start you need to make the base first. So there's my first worm and I'm going to curl it round so there's no gaps. Curl it and I'm making a spiral and bringing it round, and there is the start of the base of my pot. So if you see the bottom, this part here, this is what we've just created here. Now you're going to continue making worms. Now you can take as much or as little as you like and build it up bit by bit. I like to do mine in sections, so I've got control in how to get my worm the same thickness all the way through. And try and make them even. If you want, you can roll them all out in one go and have them all laid out and then build your pot. So I'm going to do mine in sections so I can demonstrate to you guys how we do this. And then fix it on to the end of the last coil, smooth it down with your fingers, and bit by bit you're going to start building up. So if you can see here, I'm now starting to set it on top and wrapping it around and around and around. And I'm going to keep doing that until I get the desired height of the pot that I would like. So I'm going to make one more coil, and you see how I'm using my fingers to shape that pot. So it looks now that we're creating a lovely little pot shape, all out of coils. And as I'm pressing, I'm not losing those coil shapes, but I am making sure that they are fixed, they're pushed together, that they won't come apart. I'm going to make one more coil. It doesn't mean that I have to use the whole clay. I'm just going to use what I need to get the desired size and shape. I'm going to make this last coil, then I'm going to show you how to make your little bumblebee. Last coil, same as before. Take it and attach it to the end of the last coil that you just put on. Bring it round and build it up. Bring it round, round and round and round. And there, I'm actually really happy with the little pot that I've made. I don't want to make it any taller. I've got it at nice proportions. And again, I'm just going round, making sure that I've got this nice shape. And then, with my little piece here, I'm going to make a little ball. I'm just going to squeeze out just slightly a little head. And then, between my finger and thumb on either side, I'm just going to push down. I give it a pinch, and I've created two wings. And then, either with a pencil or with your fingernail, I'll use my fingernail, I'm going to push in to create stripes. Now you can do it with a pencil if you wish, and make stripes like that. And where my coil piece ended here, that is where I'm going to put my bumblebee. Now I've brought some water, so I'm going to wet the bottom. That will help it stick a little bit better. And I'm going to push him on and make sure that he doesn't come off, that he dries onto that coil. And then just reshape if necessary my pot. And there, I'm going to set that to the side. This is air dry clay. I'm going to set that to the side. And when he's dried, he should be dry and turns out white like this. Now we're going to do a next stage. This pot I painted using tempera paints. I painted the whole pot yellow inside and out. And then using a very fine brush, I painted black stripes. You might need to do 2 coats to get black even coverage. Now when I've got that done, what I want to do then when it's completely dry is to take some special glue called Mod Podge, and I'm going to brush over my pot, and then I'm going to set it to dry. And this, boys and girls, will dry clear, and it creates a sheeny coat, and it seals it. Now just to remind you that this is not a real honey pot, please don't use it for food. It is really just for decoration. Okay, so when I've got this all completely covered in glue, and we only do it once the paint is completely dry, we'll set that to the side. Okay, and that, boys and girls, is our little honey pot with our bumblebee. And now it's your turn to make your own coil pot. Let's go and make some art.